So he says, if you become ananya to me, you don't worry about anything. I take care of whatever, even physically in the world. Now that's not the reason we're becoming ananya. We're not saying, I'll surrender to Krishna so that he takes care of everything. The reason we're surrendering is because we want his divine love. But as far as the fear of, oh, what will happen? Don't worry. Krishna says, I'm taking care of everything. Now, when we think about becoming ananya, it means if we're not ananya, we're taking shelter, we're surrendering somewhere else. We're not surrendering to Krishna. So there are basically four main areas where we're taking shelter instead of taking shelter in Krishna. We're having hope in these places instead of from Krishna, and that defaults our devotion, defaults our surrender, and prevents us from becoming ananya. So number one is dhan. The more wealth a person has, the more he has hope in that. And it's different for every person. There are some rare cases in the world where a person has a lot of wealth and he doesn't have a pride in that wealth and he's not attached in it. But this is extremely rare. Our scriptures give a general statement, a general description of the population. Iha ikasya namutra amutraikasya no iha chamutra chaikasya namutraikasya no iha. There are four kinds of people in the world. Two with wealth and two without. So if someone has wealth and he forgets about God, that's normal. If someone doesn't have wealth and he turns towards God, that's normal. If someone has wealth and he turns towards God, that's rare. And if someone doesn't have wealth and he totally forgets about God, that's also very rare. So it means artho narthasya karanam. Our scriptures say one of the biggest reasons for the downfall of a person is anarth, his destruction, is arth, his wealth. Now, this we can understand. Janmaishwarya shrutashribhi redhaman mada puman naivar hatya vidhatum vai tvama kinchana gocharam. Kunti said to Krishna in the Bhagavatam that if you have a high and noble birth, you naturally have some kind of a pride about that. If whatever power you have, because we think, oh, you know, if I have money, the more money I have, the more status I have, the more power I have, the more I can influence others. With money, I can do anything. I can go anywhere, buy anything, buy anyone. I can get what I want if I have money. So this kind of a feeling defaults our surrender to Krishna. Now, getting rid of the money, just like throwing it away, that's not the answer either, but we have to realize, where is our attachment? Where is our hope? Is it in our wealth? Are we having hope in our wealth instead of in Krishna? So Kunti said, Krishna, you take away everything. Give me lots of suffering. Then I won't be attached to these things. Nahi ko as janma jagmahi prabhuta pahi jahi madnahi. Tulsidas says there's no one in this world who's ever been born who, if he gets aishwarya, prabhuta, wealth and status, that he doesn't get mud, means he gets intoxicated with the pride of having that. Imagine if you were made I don't know, CEO of the richest company on earth, just like that. You've heard the term drunk with power. The mind actually gets intoxicated by this kind of thing. So we have to realize, without throwing away what we physically have, that's fine. whatever you have, keep it or use it for seva. If you want to, instead of hoarding it in the physical world, if you want something positive to do with that, you can serve a true saint's mission with that. And that way you'll have fewer possessions, you'll have less wealth, you'll be using it for something divine, something spiritual. So this is one thing. Some of us have attachment in our dhan. We take shelter, we take sharan in our dhan, in our wealth. Number 2, apna ashray. Number 3, dusron ka ashray. So we take shelter in other people. We think, oh, you know, what makes me feel comfortable? What gives me comfort? Oh, because I have this person in my life. Because I have that person in my life. This person will protect me. This person will give me what I want. This is dusron ka ashray. See, there's an example that Draupadi, when she was there in front of the court and Dushasan was going to disrobe her, she didn't take ashray in Krishna. First, she didn't surrender to Krishna first. She looked to her husbands. That's dusron ka ashray. She looked to Bhishma Pitama. She looked to Kripacharya, Dronacharya. She didn't look to Krishna. So Krishna didn't come. He's not doing her yoga kshema because she's looking everywhere else. Oh, will you help me? Will you help me? When no one else helped her, she took apna bal ka ashray. She tried to catch her sari in her own teeth. Still, she's not calling out for Krishna. So Krishna is watching from Dwarika, although he's omnipresent, but his descended form was in Dwarika at that time, having his bhojan. And he's just watching the situation. He's frozen. And Lakshmi, Rukmini, is serving him and saying, Priyatam, what's wrong? Why aren't you eating? And he says, oh, there's a bhakt in trouble. Well, go save her. No, I can't. She's taking ashray everywhere but me. How can I go? I've said it 1,000,000 times. Ananyash chintayanto mam. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. You have to surrender only to me. So when that sari started to slip out from her teeth, only then she realized, oh, Krishna's the only one who can help me.